Hey guys, it's Bogey Valdez right here. Keep It Real CrossFit from beautiful Butte, Montana. You know what time it is. For those of you guys who didn't know, I'm over here in San Diego Fitness Business Summit 2018, and I am with a big-time motivator, Mr. Troy McClain. Troy, thank you for being with us today.
Bogey, thank you, brother.
Really liking this guy, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you very much, Bogey, for having me on the show. Thank you guys out there in Montana and the Big Sky Country. I'm from Eureka, Montana. I was born in Alaska, raised in Eureka, and now in Idaho. So I just crossed over the border and sold out the Montana brand for my beautiful bride because she's from Idaho. So she's like, we're not going over the border. But listen, I tell everybody, and you can look me up. I've been on Dateline. I've been on The Tonight Show. I've been in Fast Company. My journey was not the pedigree journey as most other successful people was. You know, I came from a background. My mom is a recovering drug addict. My mom will be 6 years clean November 26th of this year. That's our drugs, and God bless her. That means she's just doing awesome. But what I did learn during those journeys is I learned to live within my own reality and not other people's reality. And so, Bogey, for me, those limiting mindsets were, hey, Troy, I never went to college. I barely graduated high school. My mom was a drug addict. We were bankrupt. The family declared bankruptcy. My father, God bless him, went off and started his own family and did that. And those limiting beliefs, everybody would go, well, you can't be successful. You can't do this. You can't do this. You can't do this. And I learned to just crush their resistance with my persistence, and I learned to live in my own reality until I made it everybody else's reality. But I can still tell you, no matter what, my beliefs are, I can grip and rip, I can grab and go. I'm an avid CrossFitter. I blew my shoulder, though. I had shoulder surgery recently, so I'll be getting back into it. And I'm also a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu guy. I'm a two-time national champ. I'll hit the mat with you. So, yeah, the limiting mindset is somebody implanted something in your brain. Something, just like when you plant weeds, you grow weeds. When you plant flowers, you grow flowers. When you plant fruit, well, somebody planted something in your brain. They told you couldn't, you shouldn't, you wouldn't. They told you you're too black, you're too white, you're too country, you're too this. What I tell everybody to do is stop searching for the answers. I don't want you searching for the answers anymore. I want you to start to train for the truth.
There you go.
Because if we're just searching for answers, we don't even know what we're looking for. We're just searching for answers. But when we start training for the truth, what we do is we pull these weeds out, and then we start replanting by retraining our brain, these fruits and these vegetables, and we start living a life of abundance. We start living a life towards health, wealth, and happiness. And that's really where you want to get. There's another great book that I'll tell you, Bogey. The book is James Allen from 1902. James Allen, it's only about this thick and it's only about this big, literally. So it's a little parable book, and it's called As a Man Thinketh.
Okay.
And psychocybernetics took a lot of information from that, so you'll love that for your viewers.
Yeah. How do people get past those traumatic incidents that they may have had, maybe in childhood or as an adult, and just break past those traumatic incidents that might be holding them back right here?
Yeah, but I believe that when you train for the truth, you train. When do you train for crisis? When do you train for these bad feelings? It's when they arise. Well, shouldn't we train for them before they arise? Shouldn't we replicate that scenario so that we can figure out how we're going to act and react within that scenario? You served our military. Thank you very much. Philo strong, first in, last out. I sure do appreciate you. And you know this from the military standpoint, that we crawl, rock, and run. So it's crawl, walk, and run. But when do they practice crisis? In a fail-safe environment, when there is no crisis. Because out in the field, when you're out in the sand, it's a sum-zero game. And if you're in a sum-zero game and the first time that you address crisis, the first time you address stress, all your fine motor skills go to crap, and you only have your gross motor skills. Well, that's not the time to discover anything. The time to discover that is through coaches like yourself. So if you guys are out there and doing CrossFit with him, CrossFit is just not about health. It's about health up here. It's not about just health here. It's health here. It's health here. And what CrossFit is going to do, especially in your gym, it's going to push you to discover the most important thing you should discover, which is yourself. But ask your clients, ask your community, ask your members to think about breaking that barrier when they have a coach pushing them, but think about that traumatic experience, and that coach is there with you, but put that traumatic experience as the obstacle. The obstacle is the way.
Okay, yeah, as that learning portal.
Yeah, that's right. And I don't know if you heard me talking there, in Hawaii they have a fish called Ono, O-N-O, and it's like a very revered fish. It's a very, and I'm a big fisherman. Ono for me stands for opportunities, not obstacles. Ono means delicious and perfection. So if you can live an Ono life, if you can start living delicious, perfect life, and you start seeing your obstacles turn into opportunities, then you will become Ono. And that's what you can do through health, wealth, and happiness. But you do that when you're doing your burpees. You do that when you're doing your push-ups. You do that when you're doing the Jenny, when you're doing this, when you're doing that. And you have a coach there. You visualize, what is that obstacle I have to get over? And you turn it into an opportunity, because when your body transforms, the image of what you thought was dangerous, the image of what you thought was fearful, all of a sudden just becomes nothing.
I'm originally from Salt Lake City, and you're familiar with where I live now in Butte. And I've lived, a couple different places, but my small community where I was from, it's somewhat relatable to places I've been in Montana.
Yep.
And some people, especially the neighborhood I'm from, they have limiting beliefs due to that as their environment. Oh, I'm from here, I couldn't do this, even though they know that there are some people from these places who have been successful. So how can people get rid of that limiting belief based on their environment that they're from?
Yeah, it's a great question. So when people say, like, I can't or I shouldn't, and especially when they say where they're from, it's so funny. When we start retraining the brain, and when you retrain the brain, you learn to discover the truth, not search for the answers. So where are you from? Well, you're not from Salt Lake City. You're not even from your mom and dad. You're from the greatest creator, and again, the God as I know him, but you're from the greatest creator in the universe. And so that's where you're from. And if you're supposed to live in anyone's image, whether it's your mentor's image, whether it's the God as you know him's image, and if you start really asking that question, where am I from? You're from something that is bigger than you. Way bigger. So once you accept that truth, and again, I'm not getting religious, I'm not getting preachy, it's anything as you know it, but once you accept that truth, you realize I'm not from SLC, I'm not even from Butte, I'm from this great master plan. Beyond that. So if I'm from that, and I'm supposed to live up to the legacy, and I'm supposed to live up to that standard, man, all of a sudden the bar is blown out. Like, the bar is not here anymore. And here's what I tell everybody. What I don't want you to do is aim for the bar. I want you to be the bar. Set the bar. Which you did. And just in our conversation, you didn't fall down. You failed forward. And by failing forward, you discovered success and the life of Ono. And guess what? You and I today get to sit here and talk.
That's right. That is correct. What's your advice to people who maybe they're getting either haters, not even haters, because that's such a big topic, but maybe I like to call them naysayers, or people that are very close.
What happens is, you got to remember that, into what you said, they're not haters, they're actually loving you to death is what they're doing. They're loving you to death, but literally they're loving you to death because of their limited beliefs, and they're being more protective. So instead of rebuttaling that as a hater, instead of saying, well, you just are hating, you just don't believe, you don't rebuttal that with hate, you rebuttal that with love. You say, here's what I want you to do, I want you to love me to life, and I don't want you to love me to death, because your limited belief is starting to love me to death, and you're doing it out of concern. But you got to understand that I just dropped the most expensive thing that I own, which is a closed mind, and I opened my brain. And so I want you to love me to life. And so what I tell people to do is you meet that with love. You lead with love. You understand that they're not trying to hate on you. There are the true haters that are like, screw you, you suck. But like, you'll get moms, dads, sisters, brothers like, I don't like that. That's an MLM. That's an affiliate marketing. Like, you shouldn't be self-employed. You should go do this. Retire in the military. Learn that they're loving you to death. And you just got to ask them to love you to life and help open the door. They're always going to be around you. But if success is contagious, absolutely, and all you do is got to get infected.
How important is in your life to surround yourself with like-minded people, or people of a higher caliber in areas that you want to go?
You have to do it, brother. You have to do it. So I'll say, without a network, you have no net worth. Without a network, you have no net worth. And so make sure you have a network that has a net worth, and it's the rules of three. I was just talking to another gentleman about the rules of three. You want to have a third of your people that are around you that are smarter, better, and tougher and stronger and wiser in your life. You want to have a third of the people that are running at the same pace as you, running at the same pace of you. And then you want to have a third of the people in your life that you're mentoring, that you're helping get ahead in life, and so that you can fulfill all aspects. And if you look at it from a hierarchy, higher and lower, that's the wrong way to look at it. What I want you to do is flip it on a flatterarchy. And so you see life in a unit at a time, not as they're below me and they're above me, because ain't nobody above you, ain't nobody below you. We're just in different units of time. And so I may be 5 minutes ahead of you in one thing, but I promise you're 10 minutes ahead of me in others. And by collectively working in that unit at a time, we build a network that will have a net worth that allows us to take care of the world.
Absolutely. Do you have a morning ritual to dominate your day or to have a successful day?
I do, yeah, I very much do have a morning ritual. The first thing is I try to get rid of all social distractions. We do have social media, we live with social media, we live with social influences such as TV, radio, but it's all about what you feed your brain. And it's the same thing, what you feed your body. So what you feed your body is what you're going to get out of it. What you feed your brain, the first thing in the morning, feed your brain a healthy dose of positiveness. Feed your brain a healthy dose of affirmation. And then feed your brain a healthy dose of wisdom.
Can you give an example of how somebody can do that?
Yeah, absolutely. Like as easy as go read a positive quote, as easy as listen to a podcast like this, as easy or simple as compliment yourself, like find out, like I am good at this, I am great at this, but then give it back. The best way to get ahead is to give back. And so the worst time in the morning for my beautiful bride is the morning. And so my beautiful bride, worst time in the morning. So how do I make it a better day? Honey, I just want to tell you you're beautiful no matter what. Like I just want to give that back. And I'm not looking for a compliment. I'm not looking for a praise. I'm not looking for anything. I'm giving that without the expectation of getting anything. I've had people that literally have given me the bird for whatever reason. They've had a bad day. They've had whatever. And I just tell them, I love you, brother. I love you. That's all.
With kindness.
Yeah, just beat them with kindness, man.
Okay. And then to wrap up, the question is, where can someone begin if they feel that they're starting from nothing? Whether it's I'm broke, I have no money, how am I going to start a business? Or I'm broken spiritually, emotionally, how am I going to make this flip?
It's a fantastic question, because there's a lot of people that are so, whether it's financially, emotionally, spiritually, they're so broken, because you're never really broke, you're just broken. But things that are broken can be fixed, and you have to know that. So when you feel that way, ask. Like ask you. Come to the CrossFit gym. Maybe you can't do. When I started, honestly, good. All I could do was the PVC pipe. That was it. That's all. Like, is this a PVC pipe? When I blew my shoulder, I still went to just watch because I want to be around it. Because guess what? Listening to podcasts, watching television, or talking to somebody. Don't be the information sucker. And be thankful and understand that this is fruit, and ask for a nugget of information and a nugget of advice, and take that to get you to the next level, but don't suck it out of them. Don't starve other people. You may feel like you're starving and you want it all. Just ask for one or two things, feed yourself, and be 1% better every day. This is what I tell people. You don't have to be 100% better. Improve yourself 1% per day, and at simple country math, you're 365% better at the end of the year.
I like that.
The best way to get ahead is to give back. Period. Unequivocally. Give back. Now, everybody thinks when they hear this is because you guys have been searching for answers and not training for the truth. Everybody thinks, well, you're talking about money. And I say, no, be a philanthropist. And everybody goes, well, be a philanthropist, you got to have money. Look up the definition of philanthropy. Philanthropy is the love of mankind. It has nothing to do with money. So if you have the love of mankind and you give before you receive, have the attitude of a servant, not a salesperson, and the laws of reciprocity will come back to you. Simply by you giving a podcast to other people, the laws of reciprocity is you're going to build your business. But you don't monetize by intent off of this. That's the byproduct. I'm sharing information, I'm receiving information, I'm receiving energy and vibration from you right now, and I'm feeling that, and I'm getting that extra boost. I just came off of an hour of a stage where I gave everything, but because I can synergize, because I can relate, and because I feel the relevance, that raises that level. He's giving that, I'm giving it, and then but we're receiving it, and you guys get it. So the best way to get ahead, give back.
All right, let's wrap it up with that. I want to say thank you, Troy. Ladies and gentlemen, this is by far one of the most motivating people I've ever had a conversation with. Feel free to come back and ask us questions. I'll be sure to try to get back to you throughout my weekend here. Troy, it's great talking to you. Thank you for everything you've done.
Thank you.
Thank you for motivating my friends and family in Montana, Utah, and California right here.
Absolutely, I appreciate it.